When Rode announced their beta firmware 1.3.2, everyone immediately gravitated to this, using Rode branded USB microphones with the RODECaster Pro 2 and the RODECaster Duo via the USB 2 port. But what I haven't heard anyone discuss is the improved boot time that Rode promised in this beta firmware update. When I initially got the RODECaster Pro 2 and then the RODECaster Duo, I noticed that it took almost 30 seconds for the device to boot up. That was my best guess, so I thought I'd put it to the test. I took out my stopwatch on my cell phone and I timed the latest firmware release, and then I timed the 1.3.2 beta firmware release. My RODECaster Duo had a boot up time of 29.83 seconds prior to updating to the 1.3.2 beta firmware. After I updated to the beta firmware, I then redid it and it was 24 seconds flat. So that's roughly 6 seconds of improvement time. And I count from the time I press the power button to when the device could actually take an input signal and be fully functional. Even though 24 seconds is still a lengthy boot up time, I gotta give kudos to Rode for trying to make that improvement, and 6 seconds is not anything to sneeze at. Obviously, the most important thing to everyone is this right here, using the USB microphone with the RODECaster Duo or the RODECaster Pro 2 via the USB 2 port. I bought the Rode NT USB Mini for the third time just for you. And here's how it sounds. How do you like the sound of the Rode NT USB Mini going directly into the USB 2 of the RODECaster Pro? For all intents and purposes, if you have a cable like this, where you could use an XLR microphone and plug it into your TRRS port on the RODECaster Duo, plus using the USB 2 port and the two XLR combo ports, now you've extended the device to 4 microphones. Before I was able to get this microphone, I heard that there was some latency, and I was a little confused. Did they mean headphone output latency, or did they mean there was some input latency? That would be the difference between talking into this mic and then a mic connected via either the TRRS or the combo jacks. So I wanted to test that. Right here I have a K669C connected to a combo jack, and I'm going to open that channel and I'm going to talk into both while recording on multi-track on the RODECaster Duo, and then I'll put those files zoomed in on the screen to see if there's any offset in the inputs. If I did my math correctly, that's approximately 12 milliseconds in difference. So the USB 2 would be approximately 12-13 milliseconds slower than the regular combo input jacks. Is that the end of the world? No, but I could see it being a huge issue if you had a lot of microphone bleed in the same room. It would almost be like a little bit of a reverb effect. I could imagine that being somewhat of an issue there. But if you're using dynamic microphones and good spacing, then I don't see that being a huge issue. One other thing I did notice is definitely in the headphones, I can hear the latency from this microphone, as opposed to when I have this other microphone going, I don't hear that little slight delay in hearing my voice back. And another thing I noticed is the noise floor on this microphone is increased over a regular XLR port with no processing turned on. I don't have any of the processing turned on the USB either. I wanted to make things as fair and neutral as possible. There's a little bit of processing you're able to enable on the RODECaster Duo, RODECaster Pro 2 as well, for these types of microphones, and it's just not that much. It's the oral exciter, big bottom, the noise gate, and whatever else I put on the screen right now. So I wanted to bring you this video just so you were aware that there is just a slight latency thus far when using it in this manner. I did have a community member ask me to check out this budget condenser microphone, so stay tuned for that review coming very soon. As always, Thank you.